Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for joining me today.
I know how busy you are, so it was really nice that you made some time for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll always try because I believe in everything you do. I believe in dance, and I think if you are doing some good in this world for dancers, I think it's a good thing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So how did you start?
Well, I had one of those stage school mums. Oh my goodness.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Mum wanted me to be a star, that's for sure. And I think she always wanted to be a dancer, but never actually made it. So I was always going into dance, but I was also acting as well, and I loved acting. Yeah. And then I went to various auditions, and that's the one thing which is not a great thing, and this is one thing I really need to say to everybody. You go for auditions, and sometimes, like today, I'm auditioning. There'll be kids there here today. I'm auditioning for Peter Pan that will come in, do a great audition, but they don't get the job. Yeah. And they walk away from here thinking, why didn't I get the job? What's wrong with me? Why can't I get the job? And that's what happened to me. I was kind of about 15, I was going for various auditions, but it wasn't that I didn't have the talent. I was rehearsing, I was going to class, but what I didn't have was maybe the right look. Yeah. Maybe not the right height. Yeah. The wrong hair colouring. It's all of those things. What happened was, for a bet, I was asked to go along to a dance audition. My friend said to me, I bet you can't go along to this dance routine for the BBC. They're looking for some new dancers for a new company. It was called the Young Generation. Okay. A dance company that the BBC owned, in fact. Yeah. And she said to me, you go along and I'll give you £1. Well, £1 is 71 was a lot of money. So I thought, I can do this. Yeah. So I went along for this audition. There were hundreds of girls. Of girls, and they wanted 2 because they had most of the girls. So I'm halfway through the audition, and the funny thing is, the person that was taking the audition was Bonnie Lythgoe, who eventually I married, of course. Wow! I know. So I went along for this audition, they whittled it down, and I actually found it hard to do. I don't know. I was a bit despondent. I thought, all these people that are here, they only want 2. I'm not going to get it. So never do this, anybody, ever. I decided I wasn't going to stay, and I decided I'm not staying at this audition, I'm not going to get it, which is so not me, because I'm such a person that will push myself through. Yeah. So anyway, I started walking towards the door, and the producer, a guy called Stuart Morris, said to me, where are you going? And I said, I'm leaving. And he said, why? And I said, it's a waste of time. I'm not going to get this job, and I'm going to go. I felt in my head I was going to go back to another acting job, and that this dancing, which was great, but it was more about personality and everything. I thought, I'm not going to get it. So he stopped me and said, we want you to stay. So I went, okay, I'll stay. So I actually completed the audition. Right. And I can't say I was the best dancer there, because I wasn't the best ballet dancer. I was great at modern, jazz, tap, improvisation, musical theatre, but I would say ballet was probably my weakest. And I just thought, well, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for great technical dancers, and I didn't feel I was good enough. Anyway, I got to the end of the audition, and here you have to put your details down, and I went off and forgot all about it. And about a week later, the producer rang me up and said, we love you, we've got the company going, we're doing a whole live TV series, and we start in 6 weeks. We're going to put you on a contract for 6 weeks, see how you go. And I stayed, I think, wait a minute, I've got to work this out. Been about 8 years, I think. I think it's been about 8 years. So, and in the meantime, of course, I married Nigel, which was not the best.
Really?
Well, I married him in ¡74 and I joined '71, actually.
Okay, and is that how you met him?
Through the audition. Yeah. He was the audition. I didn't even like him. He was horrible, and he didn't even like me, to be honest with you. I think he thought I wasn't a strong enough dancer, although I was, but I just felt that he wanted more, but at the same time, I had great personality, they said, and so therefore the combination was right. But yeah, I was on the shortlist, but I think I was about reserved, but I got it. So that was a good thing. And then I joined them, and they wanted me to do a year contract, which I did. And as I say, I probably stayed about 7 or 8 years. And then I do not know how Nigel and I kind of got together. I just don't know. I was actually seeing somebody, so was he, and we became friends. Yeah. But I tell you something, this is a warning to all you people. Yeah. Going out with the choreographer is not a great idea.
right.
Oh my gosh, it was really difficult. I think we kind of became friends, and then we started seeing each other. But suddenly, when I was kind of near the front, he was pushing me towards the back because he felt, I can't favour Bonnie.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't favour Bonnie. So that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing was, for those future dancers who are going to marry choreographers, the other thing was that at the end of the day, it could have been a really hard day. I wanted to have a go at him and say, excuse me, but that was a horrible day, and the routine was tough, and I was at the back, and my pirouettes were off, and he'd say, dance over, day over, what are we having for dinner, where are we going? And I used to think, I don't want to talk about the day.
Yeah.
So it was very hard.
So what's new? What's next for you?
Well, I'm actually here today at this dance centre to audition for Peter Pan.
Yeah.
We start rehearsals in a couple of weeks, actually. And we're doing it at the Pasadena Playhouse, and we haven't announced the cast yet, but the cast are fantastic.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for today are the Lost Boys, and we're going to take some girls and some boys, and I've got a choreographer coming in, and he's going to set stuff so that I can look constructively at the kids. I'm looking for personality, and I'm looking for talent, really. Now, here's the thing. Some of the kids that are going to come today will have auditioned for me before and got the job. Because last year we did, what the heck did we do last year? Sleeping Beauty. Now, every show is different. So last year with Sleeping Beauty, it was more technical, more balletic, and so we took what we thought were right. Now, some of these dancers who are coming back, because I make them all audition again, they're only going to be young. They're going to be young kids between maybe 9 to 14, 15 for this particular job. Some of these dancers will be expecting to get this job, and they're going to be really upset when they don't. But I believe that a director with this kind of age group needs to say, and I'm going to say, look, there's a lot of you here today. Some of you have worked with me before, and you won't be working with me on the next show, and then I'll explain why. Yeah. Because this is a very different show. Yeah. So that, I mean, I'm not saying it makes it any easier for them.
Yeah, but understanding.
An understanding. I mean, and often they'll come up to me afterwards and say, why didn't I? And I say, because you weren't right for it, you actually were technically not strong enough, or I try and be honest, I don't want to turn around and say you're absolutely useless. I try and avoid that one. I'm doing that, and then I've got to fly to Oz on Tuesday.
I know.
Because
crazy.
I know.
You just landed from London.
I know, and I've got such jet lag. But I've got to go down because we're doing Cinderella at the State Theatre next year.
Right.
And we're looking, well, we've actually just started casting because it goes on sale next week, actually. Okay. And we're just beginning to cast it, so I want to get some good names out there before Christmas if I can, and then I'll start casting next year. I was always taught as a teacher when I was doing my training that if you criticise, you must compliment somewhere along the lines. Maybe not that day, but if you're pulling somebody apart because of whatever it might be, their technique, at some point that dance is going to be better than. Yeah. And you have to acknowledge that as well as. Yeah. I mean, we actually tried in America doing a Junior Idol for a year, but it was too tough. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to do Junior So You Think You Could Dance. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that too. And I've pushed it, but where does the bullying stop? Yeah. And the criticism start, but a good criticism. I mean, I know I would never bully, but I know that my criticism would be constructive criticism. Yeah. But how do you know the other people would do that? How do you know you wouldn't end up with Simon Cowell? How would you know that you wouldn't end up with somebody like him that could tear a child's heart apart?
Yeah, I think doing a junior one would be incredible as well.
I do too, because I
so much talent.
There's so much talent, and when I auditioned, what did I do last year? It wasn't last year, we didn't have children. Here's another thought for you. When we did the first season of, what the heck did we do the first year? Snow White, we had kids, we auditioned. The cues were down the road, round the corner. And we took, I think we took 16. Yeah. And we had 16, 8 in one team and 8 in the other team. Great dancers, huge amount of talent there. I mean, that's why I wanted to do the juniors. When we came to do Aladdin last year, we didn't take young dancers because the costing of them was ridiculous. We took 2 extra grown-up dancers
Right.
because we had to pay more or less the same amount for juniors as you do for seniors.
Yeah.
So nobody would be that silly not to take them. And I do feel that when I come back down in a couple of weeks, when we start doing Cinderella, here's my dilemma. I want to put juniors in.
Yeah.
I want to do some ballet stuff. I want juniors in, but if it's going to cost me more than dancers,
Yeah.
how can I? Why isn't there some way that juniors can get the experience in a theatre, in the state theatre, with professional dancers, and they can even be 14 coming up 15 that are just about to approach when they become a professional dancer. But unless we give them that amount of money, I mean, I'm in discussions now with it because I want to employ juniors, but I can't. It's hard because I don't want to pay the same amount as I do for 2 dancers.
Yeah. Why is that?
It's to do
Legislation?
with, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
Because I understand, like, there's the rules about you can only work certain hours and
Which we do.
which is fine. But why the money?
Yeah.
They should be paid normal rate.
Normal rate, or a big money to go towards the school teaching or something like that. There should be, without question.
Yeah.
And that really gets to me because I want to use juniors because I think,
but it kind of ties your hands.
I know.
Yeah.
So when I get back down there, I'm going to try and have a couple of meetings and see what can be done. I mean, I don't have to really think seriously about it till February, March of next year about the juniors, but I do want to get things moving as soon as I can, because that's a stumbling block for me. Because given opportunities for young people, say you take the children that do professional shows, let's take Billy Elliot, what opportunities these children have.
Yeah.
But how incredible is it if the kids could come along and do auditions and see how auditions are? Because that will help them into their future. Even if they're denied that one, they're getting used to it.
Yeah.
And they'll come back and do more.
Yeah.
So we have to somehow encourage that with the people that we
Giving
need to
opportunities.
giving some encouragement, always encourage. Although you got to be honest, it's really tough. Why in the world would you want to be a dancer? Why in the world? What do we do? We kill ourselves to do this. We train forever. We do auditions after auditions. We don't always get the jobs. Yet we're good.
Yeah.
We go back for more. And we may not go that, but eventually we do. And we still struggle. We're the first in the morning. My dancers are in, they're warming up. In come the principals an hour later, we carry on. And the last out at night. And then they haven't got hardly any money. Most of them go on the bus or the train. And yet they're back the next morning and there they are again.
On every show, every production, dancers get paid the least. Have the least on camera time, but work the hardest. I know. But
Shame.
it is, that's why I think it's a passion job.
It's definitely a passion job. And you just can't explain it to people, but it's life. It's within. It's, if you're having a bad day, take over a studio and dance the day away.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for the chat.
It's nice. You're welcome.
Really
I hope
good.
I answered a few of your questions.
Yeah, you did. No.